Okay, from this hello from the series stupid thing ukulele players say every day. And I'm telling you, I'm not an anti-ukulele in itself. Having bought several ukuleles is testimony to the fact, and haven't sold them back. Um, well, first thing, ukulele is a happy instrument. It's not a happy instrument, it's an instrument. Every instrument, musical instrument, is high pitch. For evolutionary reasons, we associate high pitch with children, with babies, and that gives us an automatic response of endearment. That doesn't mean being happy. So yes and no. It's not really happy. It gives a feeling of that like any other. And since we have been exposed to this kind of song, teaches when we were children, reminds us of our youth. Ukulele is easy. Barré are easier than guitar, but all in all, just having 4 strings rather than 6 doesn't make necessarily the instrument easier. Nobody says the violin is easier than a guitar because it has 4 strings, or all the 4 strings instruments like the banjo, most of banjos, not all of them, some have 5. With 4 courses, there's a lot of instruments that have 4 courses. I have 4-string guitar. Well, not necessarily. Otherwise, you would put in the same category every 4-stringed instrument, and that's not the case. Okay, similar to the first, you cannot play a ukulele without having a smile on your face. That's something George Harrison said. George Harrison is famous for singing and playing, for composing, not for being a philosopher, or a debater, whatever. Well, he said something, not just because he said it, it means that it's necessarily true. Actually, I think just the opposite. It's not true. Something incidental. Now, Shimabukuro said, I like the fact that when I played ukulele, people didn't have high expectations. Well, that's not the case anymore. In a way, yes. Or not when they go and watch Shimabukuro, but for the rest, yes, people don't have high expectations, because most people know that and can get away with playing. And well, I don't play well, but at least I sing quite in an interesting way, and that not that I condone not playing well. It's just I still don't play well. It's not my decision not to play well or to disregard playing. Just a second. So, that's the other one. Other ukulele has different sizes, a guitar is just one. Well, I beg to differ. If you consider the difference in scale of guitars, the fact that guitars have steel strings, have sometimes 12 strings, with 6 courses and everything. All in all, I think the guitar is a more varied instrument. What you call guitar, because it's arguable if a guitar is a 1/8 guitar, or a ukulele with 6 strings. But all in all, guitar is more varied than ukulele, and you can find every kind of strings, every kind of accessories. In spite of the upsurge of the ukulele, guitar is still a more varied instrument. These are things people say about the ukulele. I don't think they are true at all, except the fact of the people have low expectations. That's true, and that's not a good truth to say. Other things, yes, ukulele less expensive than guitars. Oh no, all in all, guitar ukulele for the same quality, they are more expensive for a guitar. I have a archtop guitar, I paid 450 euros. It's a solid archtop with a pickup P90, and for just 100 euros less, you have a tenor guitar by tenor ukulele by Kala archtop. It's not solid spruce carved top, doesn't have a P90, has an undersaddle piezo, and all in all, given the difference of size and the difference of quality, I would say, I give you one example, but I can definitely say that guitars, given their still more spread, are give you more opportunity to find good value for money than ukuleles. Yes, there are ukuleles that are extremely cheap, that are extremely bad. I'm comparing more or less the same level. You can get for the same amount of money, just a little bit, something that is the same quality, but given the different amount of material. Yes, I would say that it's not true that ukulele are so inexpensive. Other things that people say about the ukulele that are not true. Yes, you shouldn't play a ukulele with a pick. There are pick that sounds perfectly good on a ukulele and give you different sounds and different approaches to songs. And the fact that you play also some songs with a pick doesn't deprive you of the chance of playing with single, to play with playing with the fingers. Actually, being able to play with both techniques and playing with the pick involves choosing the right pick for the right technique and knowing how to strum without bearing down in a way that the sound is harsh, and it takes some time to find the right approach and the right pressure and tilt to play with and the right way of holding it well. So it takes some time to play with a pick. Some people start with a pick, doesn't sound good because they don't know how to play, they don't choose the right pick for the music they are playing. They've been listening to this bullshit a long time and they believe it. Oh, you shouldn't play with a strap. I heard a lot of far-fetched theories why you shouldn't play with a strap. Actually, I don't find them convincing. Rather than pretend you're just different from a guitar player just because you play without a strap. Actually, you need a technique to do something that with a strap you would see perfectly alright without learning this technique and with devoting some of this attention rather to playing rather than to hold like this. And a lot of this, I heard that some people had a microphone here and they developed a technique to hold here to play in front of a microphone and get the sound also from the ukulele if it's a soprano. On that case, maybe you don't need a strap, or it will be very awkward to have a strap that close because you have a ukulele like this. For most cases, it's perfectly alright playing with a strap. Things that I don't like: ukulele in ukulele bands is like eating with always the same dish, the same plate. Sorry. Yes, eating the same recipe. First pasta, then pasta, then pasta with different sauces, but it's always pasta. Not interesting, not intelligent. Better to play ukulele, guitar, maybe a tenor guitar or a mandolin or whatever. It gives more variety. It's not big difference. The fact that all ukulele, most of them use tune that we G, C, E, A. Boring. Actually, you have instruments that deviate from the original sounds because they get bigger in size and scale, so you have a different sound that becomes more guitar-like. Actually, people who like the same tuning for all the ukulele are the people who don't understand the very concept of what a ukulele is. It's a ratio between the size, the scale, and the pitch. Given the size and the pitch, you need given the scale you need to have very thick strings or very loose strings for the soprano, for example, that I don't like, for example. And that's what a ukulele is. And if you like tenors tuned like a soprano, actually you like instruments that are less ukulele-like, and that's nothing wrong with that. But people think they are more ukulele-ish if you always play this tuning. Rather, it's the opposite. By the way, I prefer tenors tuned lower. Actually, I prefer every kind of things. I also have a tenor tuned regularly, and I have a baritone tuned like a tenor, so the opposite way, very guitar-like. Actually is like a quattro. Okay, other things that ukulele players do I don't like yet. Much too emphasis on the instrument, on the woods and all other things rather than the music you're playing and the technique. Learning just tablatures and arrangements rather than coming up with your arrangement and understanding the music. Learning chords without understanding movable chords, where the root of the chord is, without understanding really music and on what step of the scale that chord is built on, maybe more than one if you come to minors. Disregarding improvisation for arrangements, so many people think they're playing jazz because they're playing a little jolly arrangement of songs. That's not jazz, that's the worst form of jazz. I prefer pop music without improvisation than jazz played like pop music. That's me. I prefer to listen to a genuine 100% true to God. I don't believe in God, but country music song that's played without really improvisation. Sometimes you have a solo but it's not improvised. Then jazz without any creative part. And then what's most of ukulele players do. They play some kind of pop jazz music of the 40s and think they're playing jazz. They're not playing jazz. Other things ukulele players do and I don't like. Posting picture of their ukulele. I don't give a shit if you bought a ukulele. Like, I don't give a shit somebody bought a new car. Even if I like cars, I don't need. I prefer videos where they speak about the ukulele. Other things people do. Like Barry Matz, I've been reviewing ukulele for years. He didn't understand how the volume works. I told him, if you record a ukulele, turn down the level of your microphone. Otherwise, the level it's good for your voice is much higher than the level it's needed for your ukulele. I convinced them that playing the ukulele like this is not the way to go. Whatever face you have, show it. It's part of yourself, it's part of your identity, and you'll be ashamed of what. I'm not ashamed of playing ukulele if I'm not a very good ukulele. So, I don't want to be mean, but if you don't have a good opinion about your looks, it's your problem, but, well, hiding your face is not the way to go. Unless you have some very serious problem, but that's not the case, it's just a regular run-of-the-mill face. I'm speaking about him. Okay. Other things that I don't like about ukuleles. Being against the guitar just if you like the ukulele. There's a lot of anti-guitar sentiment feelings in sensation. In the ukulele world, that's kind of stupid crap. I argued with a person who spoke about guitar free zone. That's bullshit. Other things that I don't like about the ukulele. Yes, people want other people to learn ukulele because it's tiny. Yes, all sizes don't count. Now everybody can say, if I play bass, I would say sizes count. Otherwise, sizes don't count. Actually, sizes count. Otherwise, why a bass plays a different sound from a ukulele? Just because of the size. Because the size counts in a way or in another way. It doesn't mean that sizes don't count in a positive. They count. But doesn't mean sizes count and I mean positively or negatively. Sizes count in a positive or negative way according to what you want from your instrument. I don't like the fact that my makes tenors that are undersized. I get one. Tell me on the first hand, when you buy a guitar, they give you all the specification about how thick it is, how long, about the scale. Not when it comes to ukulele. And I got a lot of rap because I compared a Takamine that is like this with this. And these are supposed to be the same size instrument, but that difference and that difference in scale. Okay, and also okay, I'm speaking Greek now. I've been speaking Greek all night long, almost. Okay, and it doesn't sound bad. And now I'm not changing the volume, so what did I do? I go far or like this. So, laminate versus solid. Yeah, solid is better from the point of view of sheer sound. Well, it takes some time to come into its own for the most part of woods. It can crack and it costs more, and for the same amount of money you can have two instruments that play more or less the same way sound wise, because in spite of the fact an instrument can be made of laminate, can be so better built, and built is important, that it sounds better than or the same way than a solid top, at least not all solid maybe, but that is not built that well. That's the case for the Takamine, which is much better built from my point of view. What I see inside all the stuff and the way all the bridge and other features, sounds, it looks better built. Well, that's other things that ukulele players do. Yeah, they sing well for the most part, because they think they're so cool and they can get away with it just because they play ukulele. And I think that playing strange songs on the ukulele, people don't expect to be played the ukulele, but it's been going long for years. The fact that it's not good, it's not news. The fact that you can play whatever on the ukulele, you know, AC/DC. If you play a AC/DC on this ukulele, it's not like you're playing a AC/DC on a piece of string on a bow, and you are on a Lithuanian Got Talent. No, you're playing music. I don't give a shit if you play on the ukulele or on the mandolin. As long as it sounds good, it's good to me. If it doesn't sound good but it's played on the ukulele, oh, nobody plays that on the ukulele, it's bullshit anyway. That's my understanding. So this is my gripe. And the things that ukulele players say and do, and they are sheer bullshit. Because they have a religious aptitude and aptitude towards the instrument. And you know, well, I don't like this kind of approach. Thanks for watching anyway.